Once upon a time, there lived a poor shoemaker with his wife. The shoemaker tells his wife, "This piece of leather is all we have. I can make only one pair of shoes from it." The shoemaker begins cutting the leather. He sets the cut pieces of leather on the table and goes off to sleep. The next morning, the shoemaker is surprised to find a pair of shoes on the table. They are made from the leather pieces he had cut the previous night. He shows the shoes to his wife, who is equally surprised. Later that day, a rich girl comes to his shop and tries the shoes. They fit her very well. She purchases the shoes from the shoemaker. With the money, the shoemaker is able to buy enough leather for 2 pairs of shoes. He cuts the leather and leaves the pieces on the table before going to bed. In the morning, the shoemaker finds 2 new pairs of shoes on his table. He examines them and does not find any mistake. The shoes are expertly made. Sometime later, 2 gentlemen visit the shoemaker's shop. They like the shoes and buy them. The shoemaker is very happy. He has money to buy food and more leather. The shoemaker gets more leather for 4 pairs of shoes. He cuts and sets the leather pieces on his table. The next morning, he finds the shoes already made on the table. He sells the shoes for a good price. This cycle goes on for some days. Now the shoemaker is no longer poor. He and his wife have a nice Christmas. They wonder who helps them by making shoes every night. They decide to remain awake at night and find out. The old shoemaker and his wife hide themselves behind the door to watch. 2 elves, wearing old torn clothes, come in and start working on the leather. The elves work hard through the night without stopping and finish making the shoes. The old shoemaker and his wife feel sad for the elves. They decide to thank the elves by making new clothes and shoes for them. It is a Christmas gift from the old couple to the elves. The elves come in that night, but do not find any work on the table. Instead, they see the presents and are delighted. They immediately wear the new clothes and shoes. The elves start dancing happily in their new clothes and shoes. They leave the house and do not return because they are lifted from their duty by receiving new clothes. The shoemaker and his wife live happily ever after, but they never see the elves again.